Hi, everybody. I am Fabienne Knecht-Sayer. Today, we're going to cover where to find VA jobs online. This is one of my favorite topics. I worked as a virtual assistant online for other clients or businesses or whatever you want to call it for a really long time before I started my own business/agency, whatever you want to call that. So I know all about how to do your resume, how to land the job, how to interview, what skills you need, all that good shebang. But today I want to specifically cover where to actually go to find your VA jobs online. And there is a ton of different places and resources that you can use to find those positions. So let's hop right into it. First off, I want to cover kind of the freelancer sites that are out there. So Upwork, Fiverr, freelancer.com, all of those sites, those are 100% places where you can find VA jobs. A couple of things to look out for when you are looking for jobs or creating a profile on those sites is there is a ton of scam. So when you do find jobs through Upwork and you create a profile, really make sure that it sounds legit. Check them out. Check out their website. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is too good to be true. So keep that in mind. I have, personally speaking, not had a ton of luck on any of those sites. And part of it being that you're competing with, especially US-based assistants, you're competing with the entire rest of the world. So someone in India or the Philippines can do your job for $5-10 an hour. That is just not a feasible salary or wage in the United States. So when you a lot of times have to lowball your services to even get considered for a position on Upwork, Fiverr, but that does not mean it's not possible. You are freelancing on those sites, which means you can do multiple jobs at the same time. It does require you to build up a profile and a portfolio. So you have to get jobs or positions or whatever you want to call them to build up your profile and get reviews and things like that. And that's once you build it up, then it's a lot easier and you can ask for more money and things like that. But keep in mind, you are really competing with everybody all around the world. Okay. Secondly, this was when I started out one of my favorite ways to go, because I didn't know about building a business and I didn't know about how to build a network and how to find clients and all of that good stuff. So I worked with a lot of agencies. So agencies is topic number 2, and I'm gonna give you guys a couple of really solid agencies. I'm gonna start with this. Nowadays, compared to when I started, there is so many agencies you can go for, and they're popping up like fresh cookies everywhere. You'll see the easiest way to tell, I'll mention the really, really popular and large ones, but when you're scrolling through LinkedIn or Indeed job boards, you'll see them. You have like a name, it'll say something like VA something, or it'll be a really cute name, like an agency type name. And usually those are like the US based newer agencies that are popping up. They're all legit. They're all great. The one downside to working for an agency is that they will take a cut of your earnings, essentially. So generally, the rule of thumb is 50-50. Some do 60-40, but most of them do 50-50. So they're going to charge the client like 50, 60, whatever an hour, but they're only giving you 25. Most of the time, it's between like 20. Some start at like, I'm going to say 18 to like 35 is like the highest, and that's very rare to get up to 35 an hour. So if you're okay with that range of income, somewhere between 19 and 35, when I first started, I thought it was great. I'm like, look, I'm making a good income. Like, I don't have to work for the clients. They just provide me clients. I don't have to stress about conflict with clients. If something doesn't work out, I can just get rid of one and get another one. There's really a lot of benefits and plus sides to these VA agencies and a huge support system. And each of them comes with a community as well. So having said that, here's a couple of my favorite ones from when I was working, but also a couple of the most popular ones. So number one, there's Belay Solutions. They are based out of Atlanta. Great company, super large. Most of their clients are going to be more, I don't want to say full-time, but they're definitely part-time clients. So they're very more demanding. It's very much executive assistant type work. So you're going to be doing scheduling, email management, all of those basic skills, those office admin skills. That's what you're really going to focus on if you work for Belay. I think they do now also offer bookkeeping, if I'm not wrong. So if that's something you specialize in or you have a lot of knowledge in, they do pay more for specializations. So that's Belay. There's another one called Boldly, which is rather tough to get into, especially for new folks. But I'm going to throw it out because if you do have a ton of years of experience in the industry and you're looking for just an agency to stress about finding clients, anything like that, go for Boldly. They pay higher rates. Also a very reputable organization. And they do really offer that like higher skill level VA to their clients. Another one is Assist Pro. This is an easier one to get into, great for new assistants. Also very focused on the administrative side. So all three of these are very focused on the administrative side of things. You're going to be doing, normal things, nothing specialized essentially. So if you're good at calendar management, scheduling, email management, like writing documents, organizing files, things like that. That's really what these three agencies are focused on. Then another one out there is Vava. Vava is a little bit, it can go both ways. They really grab your skill set from you, and they do a good job of kind of figuring out if you do have some specializations, because they do every so often get clients that need those specialization skills. So social media or like web design or, like nonprofit skills or whatever you have, they're more tailored to, and think about also that you have those skills and try to offer you people that are going to need the skills that you have. A great agency, they do pay, backtracking a little bit really quickly, Belay pays about like low 20s generally. Boldly is higher. They're like in the 30 range per hour. Vava is also in the low 20s range. Assist Pro is in the low 20s range. And then one of the top ones that I highly recommend and absolutely loved working with was Chatterboss. They're based out of Florida. They used to be based out of New York. It's a large agency. They have a really cool model, and they do offer a ton of specialized services to their clients. So this is a really cool agency because you really get to build on your skill set. So if you're coming in with just basic skills, you get the opportunity to accept clients and things so you can learn new skills. And you get the opportunity to partner with other assistants in there to learn new skills. It's a really neat agency because they really truly build that community inside their agency. So you get to collaborate with other assistants. So it's not always just you working alone with the client. A lot of the others really keep you separate from everybody else that they have in their agency, and you're really focused on you and the client. But Chatterboss, you may, be working with a client and the client ends up needing a skill that you don't have or don't want to learn, and then they'll bring someone else into your team to do that other task. So it's really a team collaboration effort, and it feels like you're never alone. There's a huge support system. There's a huge, if you have questions, you can ask anybody in their community. So really cool agency, really cool model. That's going to be the top rated agency that I would recommend for you. Their range is actually quite large. So they have they have 3 different levels of assistance. So it can really range anywhere from like below 20 to almost in the 30s, as far as, or maybe more than 30 even, now that I'm thinking about it, because they do offer special tech skills that you can charge more for if you want to. And that's it for the agencies. So then the next place where you can find VA jobs is job boards, obviously. There's the standard ones like Indeed and LinkedIn, and those 2 boards you will find a lot of the agencies listing their jobs on. You will also find If you're okay with in-person, I know we're specifically speaking VAs, but if you wanted an in-person one, you'll find it on those 2 job boards. And then you will also sometimes find scams. So just be cautious. If something sounds too good to be true, it's too good to be true, okay? Another couple of job boards that I really love is We Work Remotely. Great for remote positions. They have tons of options on there. Dynamite Jobs is another one. Flex Jobs, also focused on remote positions, especially contract remote positions. And then remotejobs.io, which is a newer one that popped up, and remote.co, which has been around for quite a while. And that is one of my favorites as well. They've got great positions on there. They're all remote positions. So those are good job boards to surf if you're looking for something part-time, full-time. They do also have the contract ones on there, obviously, like Belay, Boldly. All those are contract, and they'll usually list on the job boards as well. So just keep that in mind. Next up, we have VA-specific Facebook groups, right? Don't forget about social media. It's a great place to network. It's a great place to find opportunities. There is several groups I'm a part of where people literally just post when they need a VA. You could literally scroll these groups for hours and days and it's not apply, but reach out to every single person on there. And they all are like, I need a VA, I need a VA, I need a VA, right? So you could literally just scroll and reach out to every single person, make the connection and get jobs that way. A couple tips for spotting scams and low-paying gigs. So scams, usually they'll offer you too much money, right? Like there's a range that you'll get for being a VA, unless you're your own business. If you're your own business, you can charge whatever fits you, whatever your skill is, right? But if you're working for someone else, the range is generally between $20 to $40. 40 is like high. Most people aren't willing to go that high. I'm gonna go like average, probably between 20 and 30 an hour. That's where you should be falling. If someone's like, oh, we'll pay you $4,000 a week and we send you a laptop and we give you this and we give you that, that's a scam. Nobody's gonna do that. Nobody, like, you need your own equipment as a VA. You need your own laptop. You need your own screens, keyboard, whatever else comes with it, your own softwares. It's like, people don't pay for that stuff. You need to get this yourself. If anybody offers you that, it's too good to be true. If somebody doesn't pop up with a face on a video call, it's too good to be true. If someone's like interviewing you via text message or some weird way, and it's not like, you have to meet these people face to face. It has to be a face-to-face interview. If not, there's a 99.9% chance it's a scam. So those are some of the things to keep an eye out for. The other thing, obviously, is low-paying gigs. There is a ton of agencies that are based out of the Philippines. Is a huge market. Really, anywhere Southeast Asia is a huge market. South Africa has another huge market. They're actually popping up all over Africa now. Those countries, being a lot of third world countries, they pay a lot less to their VAs, which is fine because it does equate a regular salary to wherever they live, right? But for someone that's in the United States, that's not a normal livable salary. And generally, when you work for one of these agencies, your skills are very basic. So as a US-based assistant with just a higher skill set and a higher experience level, I would highly recommend weed those out. You can tell if they have non-personalized images, like if the photos on their websites aren't real people, but they're like, those photos that you get from like Canva or Google, then those are generally agencies that are based not in the United States, so based elsewhere, and they're going to pay you a lower rate, and I don't want that for you guys. I want you guys to get what you're worth. I want you guys to get a livable wage. So just stay away from those. I mean, there's obviously nothing wrong with them, but I don't think it'll be the right fit for you. As far as profile goes and standing out, I do have a whole course on that, and I'll record a separate video on what you need to know. If you're interested in the course, it will cover everything from how to make your LinkedIn profile perfect, how to do your resume, how to do your cover letter, specific to the remote online world, which is actually like very specific. They won't hire you if you have a regular in-person resume. So it's a whole skill. But anyways, we cover all of that in the course. If you want to cover that, plus also bonuses in like how to master your interview and all of that good stuff, I will link the course below. Click on it. I'm here for support. If you have any questions, comment below as well, and then you can follow. And thank you guys so much for listening, and I'll see you on the next video.